Today I'm going to enjoy this beef jerky, see if we can get this old IDI running. This is my new place. Already done some painting. I got my counter mapped out where I want it. Overall, we're getting there. This was a project, so this was all office area. Like you walk in the front door, came through here, and there was an office back here. Now I already got my tire machine set up back here. Painted, took care of some walls. We got decent looking hardwood simulated floor, but I took this wall totally out. And I'm not quite done yet. I still gotta put some trim up, move some outlets around, but this was like this originally. This concrete is sloped towards there, and I wanted more shop space. So I thought taking out this wall, and I redid some electrical all up here, got the hoist to work. It's all wired up and ready to rip. Oh, I did this too. So get ready, boom. Put all new LED lights up. It had these old, really heavy, bulky, crappy lights up. I redid all the air system, put all these junctions in, which really, this stuff is pretty sweet. If you've ever done any kind of PEX plumbing, this is kind of the same stuff. Real easy, real simple, and oh yeah, still rocking. Tire machine's hooked up. There's the other piece for my hoist, but we're still under construction. I'll do a full walk around once I get everything cleaned up and functional. But with the shop, check out this beauty I spent hundreds of dollars on. 1987 F350. Not a ton of rust on it. I found this spot on the fender, but this bed, the interior is pretty sweet, except for the headliner. That's poop. But body on this thing, really nice. Like I said, the bed is beautiful. It's rhino lined, thick, nice, and looks like they had some kind of fuel transfer thing in there because there's a big hole in the bed. But looks like we got some regulator issues because this was off. But man, for what I paid for this bad boy, I couldn't pass it up. Story was some of that quality 80s Ford door. But anyways, story was the owner put a trans in it, and he got hooked on some bad stuff, got into some financial issues, and I ended up picking up the truck for what I thought was a song and a dance. It's diesel, IDI. I haven't tried to start it yet, but someone already put the electric lift pump on it. I know the engine is free. Oh, AC truck too. Well, maybe. But I think their story checks out. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Look at that. Remade in USA. So that tells me this is a newer engine. And just sitting here, it's been sitting here a few weeks because I've been working on the shop. But we got a leak, and the transmission does check out. It's got a tag on it. I mean, it looks oily and grimy, but it does have a Jasper tag on it. decent little dent in the oil pan, but we're not worried about it. But underneath, man, look at this truck. This thing is freaking nice. Solid 87. We're talking almost 40 years old. And I mean, boy, the body on it is what sold me. Like she was talking about, the lady that had this was talking about, yeah, I don't know, might just call the junkyard. And I looked at her and I'm like, what do you gotta have? I'm trying to hold a poker face, but literally, I gave her hundreds of dollars for this truck and I couldn't be happier. I mean, let's just take it all in. Look at those wheels. Yeah, those aren't simulators. These are actual aluminum dually wheels, which honestly, I could probably sell those freaking wheels for what I paid for the truck. But God, the body on this thing, just beautiful. It looks like it had a duckbill on it, which I have one in my secret stash, but supposedly it's been off the road since COVID. Obviously, you got this rat's nest of aftermarket radio. The key feels like a limp noodle to me. Like, I don't know if you can... Turning back feels like something, but going forward, it is... Shifter feels like it's there. But we have some funny business going on in this column. So I may tear into that, or I don't know, maybe I can just hotwire the injection pump so it runs, and I'll just get that Ford quality. Just look at this. You don't get this anymore. That's nice. Feels solid too. So yeah, I think I may just hotwire the injection pump because, like I said, there's definitely some funny business going on in that column. And yeah, I think I can just hotwire the fuel pump and this injection pump. But I want to hear it. I haven't even checked the oil, nothing in this. So I'm gonna get set up, make a quick video, see if we can get this sucker to run. And yeah, first revival in the new shop. So the wiring on this truck is an absolute disaster. I've looked under the dash real quick at our limp noodle key. It looks like the rod is either missing the ignition switch or it's broke or something. So I'm not gonna mess with that for now because I have limited tools in my new shop. Step one, we have oil. It is black. And I did get this to spin over by hand, amazingly. These have a lot of compression. I want to say these engines are around 20 to 1. So it takes a good amount to get them to spin. Man, lots of wiring going on. Just looking at this. Here, come here. So we got a relay going to our fuel pump, which I can probably just undo that, stick it in the battery, and hopefully this pump does something. I'm going to run a hot wire to our injection pump. And we have all kinds of hose clamps and nonsense on the throttle linkage. Ooh, and it is quite sticky. Return spring isn't really returning. Oh, we have a coffee can for a vacuum. That's factory. And oh, what is this? Oh, got a pipe wrench and a Phillips screwdriver that were left under the hood. The wiring on this, good lord, we have wires and speaker wire and stuff dangling everywhere. Like, look at all this. Like, what is this magic box? We don't know. We have no idea. The seat's not even ripped up. It's actually really soft. It's kind of like a suede. Actually, a really nice seat. I think it'll clean up good. We have no brakes. So that's a little scary, being we're in town. If I was at my house in the country, wouldn't even care. I wonder if that's brake fluid, because it ain't doing anything. I got two decent batteries. I don't have a battery charger here, so we're gonna be on borrowed time with just whatever juice we have in the batteries. We do have a jump pack here, so I can do some stuff. Let's see if the headlights work on the truck. Yes, we have nice, bright headlights. It's usually a good way to know you're on the right track. Turning the key does nothing. No horn, no wipers, no nothing. So, take the screwdriver and see if we get start. Sounds promising. Maybe. Give it a smack. That sounds promising. So now, let's see if I can decipher this. I think if I unplug this from that relay, touch it to positive, we get clicky clacky. Something's happening. Sounds healthy. Usually these will change tone when they start picking up fuel. I don't think this one's picking up anything. Let's see, I do have air hooked up here, so I could try undoing this and pressurizing the gas tank. Let me see what tank we're working off of. It says the front tank on the selector. So I'm gonna put a little pressure to the front tank, take this line off and see if we can get some flow. So I got this clamp off. I think with this newly found tool, I can kind of work it free. It was on there pretty good. Yeah, we got nothing. Dare I blow in this? I can feel resistance on the one side. So I'm going to get a rag and some shop air, put it in the tank, and we should get something to come out of here. If that happens, I'm going to try to fill this bowl up. Because on a diesel, when these things lose prime, a lot of times they're a real bear to get to come back to life. IDIs, Duramaxes, 6.4 power strokes, they're a real pain in the butt. Ask me how I know. See what it looks like in here. Decent. Yeah, looks decent. I'll leave it like that. All right, let me get some air. Watch this hose. All right, so I'm gonna take these rags, jam them in the tank, put a little air to it, and hopefully we get something. Does it smell like diesel? No. Oh, it smells terrible. I'll have to rewind the camera and see what color this stuff was, but no, it smells bad. So this is all I did. Just took the cap off the fuel tank. And all I have is a tire gauge. Jam it in here. Throw some rags over it and add pressure. You can hear the tank pop, and I heard the fuel. So that's a good trick to get things to prime up. Yeah, here's an old Gatorade bottle I had. So I want to collect some of it because I want to see it. So according to the gauge on my air chuck, it's only about 30 PSI. I don't know, it looks kind of like diesel. Doesn't really smell like diesel though. Maybe a little. I don't know, it's hard to say. I say we run it. I'm going for it. We'll put that back together. Now let's hit the pump. See, that's what you want. It should change pitch once we get fuel to it. So I'm gonna hit it with the air again. Maybe we'll get a little bit out of the top of it. I heard it. Let's kick on the pump. We got pumpage. Look at that. We got pumpage. Yeah, hear how much quieter it is? Usually when they start making noise, that means they're running dry. So even if we got it and it's primed, if it starts making a lot of racket, I know it's got air in the system. Let's hit our Schrader. Yep, there's some air. Okay, we got fuel trickling out of it now. And I'll bring the camera over here so everybody can see. I don't want to be greedy. Pump is pumping. And I just went like this with the screwdriver I found. And we get a little bit of fuel. So now I'm going to hot wire this injection pump so it's wide open. And if I turn this sucker over with that injection pump hot, we should get something. Did bring a little starting fluid, just in case. I'm gonna try not to use it. It is like, I don't know, almost 50 degrees out. It was like 48 on the way here. So from the time it took me to go round up this wire, the wipers on the truck just decided to kick on and shut off. I hope we don't have a possessed demon truck amongst us. If not, I mean, what does this thing have? Like 150 horse? It can't do much. So I'm gonna go hot to the battery. Wedge it in there real good. Like so. And this is a solid state piece of wire off one of those lights. I'm just gonna touch, and you can hear the pump kicking on. So we have pump, we have fuel, you can hear it change. So now that the pump's on, I'm gonna let it cycle. We're getting air. I can hear it. So, screwdriver go. I'm gonna try it. Give it one little shot. I mean, this is no glow plug, no nothing. I'm gonna go get a jump pack before it's too late. Oh wow, something is pouring. Something is pouring. That is fuel. Let's go ahead and kill that pump. Oh, right here, this injector. Yeah, it looks like this injector right here. Let me kick the fuel back on again. Yep, you can hear it's got air. And we got fluid. And it is leaking profusely. Nope, ain't gonna tighten. Let's kick this line off here. Ooh, wow. That is tight. I know if you've ever dabbled with these IDIs before, that's a problem spot on these. There's a plastic little T on the top of the injectors, and they're known for cracking and leaking and being poop, and this guy's no different. Might be able to shove a washer on top of it, see if it snugs it up a little. So I don't have any washers, but come here, let me see. Let's take a look at what I found. I found an old piece of, actually a new piece of brake hardware for a self-adjuster that actually fits down on here halfway decent. So just for testing purposes, and I'm curious if this sucker runs, I'm gonna tighten this down. Hopefully that pushes down on this plastic part enough so we don't have any leaks. Not saying it's gonna work, but I'm gonna try it. Juice to our pump. Don't see anything yet. Driver's side looks dry. This one in the front is wet, and obviously that one was pouring. So we'll let her cycle. Let her get some air out. That may have done it. I don't see anything leaking. Let's see if it's leaking on the floor. If it is, it's very minor. .2. Give her a little. And my light is on the floor. But yeah, definitely not leaking on the floor like it was, so. Let's do it. No glow plugs. Not have enough juice. Give her another whirl. Yeah, I don't know. 11.6. We're losing voltage fast. Yeah, we're down on juice quite a bit. We're at 11.5. I'll probably pour this back in the tank. It actually doesn't look bad now that I'm looking at it, but it doesn't smell the best. 11.6. Let's try it. And you can see on my jump pack, it's just really sucking it down. Yeah, pulls down to this crappy ground. .6, 9.7. Yeah. Unfortunately, we just don't have the juice. These diesels, they pull a lot of amps, they really do. Battery cable's a little warm, so this truck is just a electrical nightmare, so I don't want to burn down my new shop, so I am definitely gonna undo the battery cables, and we'll let her sit till I can get some. Probably getting a battery charger would be wise. I have one at the house I'm gonna bring up. So pour this back in the tank. Some more juice to this sucker, and we will see. All right, so it's the next day. So I got the truck on the battery charger. I didn't try the glow plugs yesterday, so I'm going to take a screwdriver, and the glow plug relay's all the way in the back. I'm going to jump it, put a little heat in this sucker, and just maybe we might have some fire. Pump is still running, it's nice and quiet. So I'm going to jump, let's probably work a little better, jump this glow plug relay. No spray, I'm feeling lucky. Pump is on, and we're going to jump it. Maybe a little bit of spray. Fire come out of there. Can't say the glow plugs ain't working. When diesels have been sitting, they are a bear sometimes to get to take off. This one has been sitting. It's not really spinning over all that great. I'm gonna get a jump pack, put it on there too. I think if we get a little more voltage, I really think this thing's gonna come to life. Even worse. Yeah, we'll let her charge a little more and try her again. So I'm losing faith on this one. All the injectors on the driver's side or passenger side are leaking. I took these little E-clips, this is all I got laying around, and I jammed them in the spot where I put that washer. I backed off the line and I slipped this in there, trying to push these down. But you can see when I kick on the pump, I couldn't get the back one free. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick that up, but it is weeping just a little bit and causing some leakage underneath the truck. So I'm not worried about a fire or anything, because diesel fuel is pretty forgiving in that aspect, I found. But don't know, I highly doubt actually that it's going to build enough fuel pressure to make the injectors click off. So unfortunately, I think I might have to put a little money into this if I want to hear it run and buy those pieces for the injectors to make it stop leaking, to bleed fuel pressure. Without fuel pressure, the injectors don't pop off, and without injectors, you don't have a running diesel engine. So that's what happens when you spend hundreds of dollars on a truck. So I'm still not mad. I do like this thing a lot, and I am confident I can get it to run. All right, it's been a couple days later. And from my favorite dropship company, we got our parts. So I'm gonna start with this line. It runs to the fuel bowl. Then I'm gonna have to undo each one of these injectors. So I got one easy where we can see it. And this is a great idea, by the way. So these plastic elbows or injector caps, whatever you want to call them, they just pull right off. And the corner ones, they have two nipples. Well, they have two angled nipples. The other ones, they have two that are straight. And there's various assortments, you know, so that's the only thing we have to get in the correct orientation. Now there's two O-rings on the bottom that seal fuel. And this one's pretty easy to see. There we go. I'm using an old screw to get these off. There's one. Oh, and this one just broke. So as you can see, these are pretty frail. This is obviously where a leak's coming from. I'm gonna go ahead and put the new ones on here. I'll just roll them right on. Now, I really wouldn't recommend using any petroleum jelly or anything like that on these, because we don't want it to find its way into the injector. Not that I think this thing would care. Boy, I'll be honest with you, this feels not great. Try another one. Man, I'll be honest, there's quite a bit of wiggle room on that. I don't like it. We'll see what happens when I tighten it down, but I don't like it. So I got O-rings off the passenger side, and as you can see, they are all mismatched. A lot of them were really dry and they just broke as soon as I took them off, so that is a good sign. And I just kind of took off the whole shebang here in one assembly. I'll duplicate it with the new stuff and put it on, and hopefully no leaks. Like I said, these washers that came in the kit are noticeably different. They appear to be a little smaller to me, but who knows. Okay, I have new O-rings on all the injectors now. I did make our new line set, so I'm going to flop this in place. Got one on. Let's go for two. There's two. And three. I think we're ready to put injector lines back on. Boy, I don't know if you can see that, but with that line snug, this thing moves. Don't really like that. It looks like a leak to me. I don't know about this stuff. We'll see. This don't look good. Alright, so here's what I decided to try. I got two of these E-clips, and that really tightens everything up. Like, this one's tight, and I mean, you can see it's flopping. But I take two of these E-clips and just slip them in. Like so. Snug it up. And that takes out all the play, and this is nice and tight. I feel like that's the only way these things have a chance of sealing. I am a little leery of this, but we're gonna try it, see what happens. I mean, if it leaks, it leaks. So I got a confession. I'm losing faith in this kit before it's even installed. Now what I like to do is take off the lines and then, you know, make its twin next to it with the new parts. That seems to be the easiest way to go, but I went ahead and reached over in my box and I looked. I said, okay, there's a 90 degree. There's a 90 degree. And another 90 degrees. So I have 3 90 degrees, and I was looking all around, maybe one fell out of the box, whatever. But no, that's not the case. So we got 3 90s where I'm only supposed to have one for this one. So I'm gonna have to do a 90, run the hoses funny, and yeah, I keep stacking E-clips on these because they don't fit worth a poop. And I think just from looking at this, I'm gonna be short a clamp or two. So, gotta tell you, I am not exactly pleased with this kit. All right, all the injectors are tight. I was short one straight fitting, 2 clamps, and obviously nothing fit great. I had to run this all wonky because I put a 90-degree on this one, ran the return line over, and used some old clamps on this back one going to the return, but they're all tight. They don't move. Like I said, I did use 2 E-clips on top of these to make everything good and snug, but guys, I'll be honest, my hopes are not high for not having a leak. We're just gonna run with what we got. Power on, fuel pump. And immediately we have leaks. Like immediately. Yeah, it is leaking just as bad as it was. So yeah, this kit, big thumbs down. Big thumbs down. That sucks. Yeah, we're leaking profusely. Oh, that's great. This is working on cars, guys. Like, I mean, you get all this stuff and it's poop. Yeah, this one's weeping, I can see it. Whole kit is poop, guys. And I went to the local parts store and ordered the same kit that I got from the dropship place. And I pulled the old O-rings, well, the new old O-rings that I just installed, and I can see a noticeable difference. These things fit far better. I mean, just way better. And if you look at that one, you can see the O-rings kind of protruding right here. It just doesn't look all that great. And if you do one of these O-rings to the O-rings out of here, they look similar, but this one is definitely a little bit thicker. Not by much, but when I put the cap on, I mean, it fits like it should. Like these fit excellent. I don't even think I'm gonna need the E-clips in here. I'm gonna go ahead and do this job again with the stuff from the parts company, and I did notice this made me happy. So this does fit far better. We did not have that writing on this stuff from the dropship place, so makes a big difference. So I'm gonna put this together, and I feel pretty confident we're not gonna have any leaks. It's only like 30 degrees out today, give or take. So not ideal diesel reviving weather. There we go. These are great, by the way. I know people are gonna knock me for rocking the old school trouble light, but watch this. Pretty cool. Well, we got all our injector lines on. I'm gonna hook up power to the fuel pump. Taking longer than I thought. You can feel it in the injectors. I think they're pumping up, and nothing is pouring out into the ground. It just might run. Lots of air. I think I'm gonna go to the tank and pressurize it again. Seeing a little bit of fuel. Oh yeah. I remember I had an old Mustang that I could tell every time I was about to run out of fuel because the fuel pump would get really loud. Look underneath. We're dry. Let's hit our Schrader. Oh yeah, steady squirt of fuel. All our lines look excellent. So that's opening up the pump. You can kind of hear stuff going on in here. No leaks. Dare I hit the button? That sounds really promising. And like I said, it is 30 degrees out. I haven't actuated the glow plugs or anything. I've been starting to smoke back there. That's really promising. Got my juice. So I don't know, should I hit it with the juice or actuate the glow plugs? I can jump this relay in the back. Maybe I'll try that first. Arcing. About 10 seconds. Definitely sounds like it wants to do something. So on these mechanical diesels, you can manipulate it just like a carburetor on an old car. That was cool, it ran. So right here, I was just opening this up all the way. And my other truck on the visor, it says in cold weather, hold it down to the floor to start it. Oh, that's so cool. No leakage. Let's see if we can do it. I wish I had a hose for the exhaust, because, oh crap, it's gonna get smoky in here. From that little bit, it ran. Open the door a little bit so I don't die. I would say we, but you guys are in YouTube land. So we'll go ahead and open the door a little bit. Like I said, it's only like 30 degrees today. I really wanted it. Let me actuate the glow plugs. Once it starts, I think it's gonna be a gem. I should have just kept her running. I can hear it starting to die. I don't want to totally wipe out these batteries because it is really cold out. So I'm gonna put the battery charger on it for a little bit and retry. I think I'm gonna hold the glow plugs for another 10 seconds and crank her up, and hopefully we can get everything coming out of the tailpipe. If it's gonna run, I'm just gonna keep it running. So unfortunately, off camera, I tried a couple of different batteries I had laying around, and it is not a voltage problem. The starter just left the chat. It started smoking on the bottom, so either we have a bad connection on the bottom or the actual starter's bad. So I'm gonna take a chance here and move it over, put it on my recently installed lift, and go up. So I got the truck up in the air, and this looks like a new starter. It's warm, but this cable is quite loose. So I think lots of electrical tape on it too. I think I'm going to start with just cranking that down, and hopefully we get our starter back. Red light is on. Doesn't exactly sound happy. A little bit of smokage. Let's try. Yeah, spinning like that is definitely not going to get this thing to start. Today's the day. Starter was fried on this. I tore it apart, tried to fix it, not gonna happen. I have a previously used starter that looks worse than the one I took out, but I know it's a good one. So on my newly installed hoist, I'm gonna go ahead and install the starter. Maybe. It is heavy. What the heck is going on? Whew. I know this thing. Oh, that hurt. Oh, that hurt bad. So I carefully compared the starter that came out of the truck, which was an automatic, to the good starter that is used, that came out of my manual, and they're identical. Just everything, they're identical. I think what was going on, why this thing clunked me in the head, was, get the light here, what's this stupid thing? This tab. I just bent this out of the way. So now hopefully it goes in, but this is wild, guys. This is a Jasper engine and transmission in this thing. Look at this. Who in their right mind would put the money that a Jasper engine and transmission in this truck? Who? Why? I can't imagine the money they had in this thing. For one thing, you would have to buy the engine and trans and install it. Someone had a lot of negative equity in this truck. Wild. Some people's kids. So now that that's out of the way, I'm gonna try putting the starter back in Worst case, I'll have to change the nose cone, so hopefully it doesn't crack me in the head again. Maybe. Yep, goes right in. It flopped right in there. So now I'm gonna tighten up the 3 bolts, our 2 electrical connections, and I should try to get brakes out of this thing too. But man, pretty nice looking truck underneath. Starter is installed. There she is. Now, one thing I just noticed, we have new pads, but that is a brand new brake pad. And over here, we have down to absolute nothing. And I just opened this bleeder just for the heck of it, and it opened right up. So someone did one-sided brake pad job. I might check the truck. Something tells me if they bought a set of pads and did one side for whatever reason, I bet the other set's in there somewhere. So we'll see if we can find it. Oh, yep, there it is. There's a brake pad box right there. I betcha. Something tells me the column on this thing was broken. I'm gonna have to go through this, but I got the rod out of there. It was broken, and I got the ignition switch turned to on. And oh, look at that! Boom! Brake pads. Those are definitely our missing brake pads. So I'll throw those bad boys on too, because this truck has no brakes. We got fluid. You can see the line's right about there. But I want to get this thing braked, especially because it's going to run today. Alright, that's key on. Can hear it doing stuff. Fuel pump is pumping. Oh, turning over like a champ now. So I'm gonna warm up the glow plugs a little bit more. Okay, we're warmed up, and here we go. Smoky, a little loud, but it seems like all the injectors are hitting. The engine looks nice and level. Look at that. Nice and smooth. Maybe just a touch of blow-by. No leakage. Nothing spewing out on the ground. Says no oil pressure. I did check the oil in it. Oh, here we go. We have an aftermarket gauge. Seems to be rocking. No tack. Wonder why we don't have a tack. Definitely smoky. Ugh. Not much from power steering either. I'm gonna let it run for a little bit. Just make sure everything comes back and is happy. But man, it sounds like a good runner. Yeah, no fluid. Well, pour a little. I think I got some power steering fluid somewhere. I will try to get brakes, power steering, maybe we can take it down the road. It's quite low. Alright, now I'm going to see if we can get brakes, because we have nothing on the pedal. It just hits the floor. I love these old school Fords. It's definitely a good place to start. Ooh. It's stiff. Yeah, pistons are a little cracked. What's going on? Maybe? I think it just gave free. Yes, it's moving. Already feeling like a shock. I'm already losing stuff. Let's see here. New pad. Looks nice. There we are. So I took this line totally off so you can see the port. I'm gonna get in the truck, I'm gonna pump. That was a couple pumps. Judging by this, I'm gonna assume it shot a little bit. This one should be our front brakes. I had to guess this Master's probably not in the best shape. I just want to take that test drive on the back road. Just trickling out all kinds of air. Being that I've always worked alone for the most part, this is what how I kind of bleed them. So when it's up, you can see it just trickling out. When you get a nice steady stream of fluid, a little tapping, just like this on the bottom of it, kind of works those air bubbles out. Okay, that looks like fairly steady fluid. So I'm going to tighten it up, go inside and pump it, and then I'm going to try doing the same thing to the other side, just get the air to roll out of it on its own like I did there. So I have the right rear bleeder open now, and it looks dry as a bone. The right front didn't really get much air out, but I got a board. I'm gonna hit the pedal. Got a little fluid rolling out. Looks like this thing's clogged. But we'll get fluid now. Still blows my mind how a 40-year-old truck, all the brake bleeders just popped free like nothing. Just a little bit. When I got this truck, it obviously had no brakes, and I put it on the trailer and I noticed something flopping down. And I thought, it's just a plug for something. And it was this thing. I thought it was just a plug for like a body. But what it is, it's the rubber gasket that's supposed to go on the master cylinder. And it is very expanded and not effective. So that means this thing was getting all kinds of contaminants in there. It wasn't sealed. The brake fluid doesn't look great, but I'm thinking that's why I have no brakes. It's a bad master. So inside the truck, the column didn't work. So I tore it apart down to here, and I had this box for the ignition just hanging down, and I took a pair of needle nose or screwdriver and just hit it. But you can see how this works. You get this rod and it pushes forward and it kicks everything on. Pull it back and shuts it off. Now this piece that I slid off, you can see when you turn the key, this comes out. And I thought that this looped onto here somehow, but that piece is like way down here, and there's no way for it to make contact with this rod with this in position. So I started looking with my pair of needle nose. I pulled out this in a couple pieces, so I'm gonna have to find this piece, and this magical device makes the key push that rod. Let's go ahead and fire her up. Wait, the start light does not work. We'll wait for it to stop clicking. Man, she fires right up. Wish I had a tack. But brakes go all the way to the floor. Let's see. Oh, that's reversed. That tire is not happy. And hit the brake. Neutral. Let's try drive. Speedo's working. I think that's drive. Yeah. See if we can get an upshift. Oh, I think she fell in the neutral. There it goes. Alright, so I think the transmission's gonna work. Let's see, 2, 1. Just a 3-speed, it looks like a C6. It's weird, I thought it'd be overdrive being a diesel. We'll just shut her back down. Don't want to grind my parking paw off. Okay, that should be drive. I'm gonna see if I can find that piece on eBay. I got a feeling the Ford dealers probably just gonna laugh at me. They laugh when I try to get stuff for a 2000, so an 87 probably isn't gonna go all that well. Ooh, all right, so we're climbing in. put the dash back together the best I could. Luckily, when they did all that radio wiring, it was just a big rat's nest. Like after, oh, there's a moth in here. Guess that's better than what has been living in here. But anyways, they use the right connectors, and we just have factory radio harness, so that's pretty sweet. And I don't know what any of this garbage is, but we're not going to use it. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the key on. The wait to start light doesn't work, but I can hear the glow plug relay. Don't know if the camera's gonna pick that up, but it's definitely creaking and cracking. And I looked at my phone, it's 63 degrees out right now, so it's not cold. Let's wait for her to stop clicking. And I can start it with the key. A little bit of crankage. And with a puff of smoke, she fires up. And yeah, that's an extended crank, but you know what? It fired. So I topped off all our fluids. You can see our aftermarket oil pressure gauge. We have oil pressure. Because that gauge obviously doesn't work. We appear to be charging. We have a little bit of fuel. So here we go. Reverse. Definitely have reverse. We have pedal. Take the parking brake off, because the parking brake works on this thing. It's wild. I still can't wrap my head around parking brakes. Oh, got good brakes. Got good power steering. And all I did was top everything off, put a known good master cylinder on it. We'll let this car go ahead. And here we go, out on the road. See if we can get some shift action. This is only a 3-speed transmission. This is old C6 in this truck. So definitely not going to be a freeway cruiser. I gotta let this moth out. Let's get back on the road. Go, moth. All right, here we go. Wind it out. Oh, shift. Let's go wide open. She downshifts. Can't tell if that was top gear or not. But we're cruising. Okay, on the brakes, which in fact we do have brakes. So I'm gonna turn this big old log wagon around here and shoo this moth out. Go away, moth. Okay, moth is out. We have a red brake light on the dash, but we still got some brakes. I need to bleed it out. It was a new master cylinder on this thing, but whoever put it on didn't have the cap on right, and it's all kinds of contaminated garbage. Let's see if we can count. Shift. I was thinking about it. Maybe. There's shift. I don't want to get going too fast here, but I mean, the trick's not bad. I mean, these IDIs aren't powerhouses. I think they're only about 180 horse, if I had to guess. I'll look it up and put a description right about here. But maybe if you're just doing local stuff with a trailer, I'd rock this truck. So, all in all, guys, I like it. My other dually, it's in need of some work, so I wouldn't mind working this old hog. It's just I mean, these 8-foot beds, I mean, you could just pack so much crap in there, it's great. But that's it, we'll wrap it up. It's everything a diesel truck should be, if you ask me. It's reliable, it's slow, it's noisy. I mean, just look at it. It's glorious.